Hello everyone, this is Maritime Academy YouTube channel, and in this video also we will continue talking about regulations of Annex I of MARPOL Convention. As I told you, regulations 23, 24, 25, 26 and 27 of Annex I, they are all talking about damage stability calculations for oil tankers. So in this video, in this regulation, also regulation 26, we are talking about same subject, and it is about the limitations of size of cargo tanks. And it's telling that this regulation will be applicable to oil tankers which they are delivered on or after 31st December 1979, and anyway, in any case, this regulation will not be applicable to the oil tankers which they are delivered on or after 1st Jan 2010. So what we have in this regulation? This regulation will be applicable to the oil tankers of 150 tons GRT and above, which, as I told you, they are delivered on 31st December 1979 till 1st January 2010, this period, and will be applicable to this type of tankers which they have also tonnage more than 150 tons GRT. And it's telling that for the fulfilling with the requirement of regulation 25, which it was about. I will put the link here, have a look if you forget, which it was talking about calculation of hypothetical outflow of oil, which it was talking about that one. It's telling that this regulation says for the fulfilling with the requirement of regulation 25 for calculation of this volume of outflow of oil in the case of the side damage and bottom damage, it means that OC for the side damage and OS for the bottom damage, which it was equal with the volume of the outflow of oil in the case of any damage. So this volume, the first provision of this regulation says this volume in any case shall not be more than 40,000 cubic meter. When we go on the text of the convention, I will give you more details about this one. The next provision of this regulation, it's telling that for any oil tanker, the wing tanks, the volume of the wing tanks means one port and one starboard together, two port and two starboard together, shall not exceed of 75% of this volume, which I told you on the first provision, 40,000 cubic meter. And in the same place, it's telling that the volume of the center tank, if exists on a tanker, in any case shall not be more than 50,000 cubic meter. The third provision of this regulation says that the length of the cargo tanks in any case shall not be more than 10 meters. Or something else, which we will talk when we go on the text of the convention. And another provision of this regulation is telling that in any case, if the builder of the ship, for the fulfilling with the first, second and the third provisions, has designed one system, same like a interconnection system between the tanks, if there is any interconnecting or interconnection system between the cargo tanks, if exist, this system shall be supported by closing devices, closing valves and shut-off system actually. And these valves, if exist, when the vessel is at sea, it means not in the port, shore, they shall be closed. And in other provision also, which is similar to this provision, it's telling that regarding the bottom of the ship, if there is any pipeline near to the bottom of the ship, and these pipelines are passing from the cargo areas, these pipelines, before entering to the cargo tanks, shall be supported, shall be fitted by closing valves, by shut-off system. And these valves also, same previous provision, when we are at sea, they shall be closed. Okay, so we talked about the provisions of this regulation, Regulation 26 of Annex I. Now we will go together to the text of the convention. Also, I will give you a little bit more details about this regulation. Then we can finish with this regulation 26. Okay, let's go to text of the convention. Okay, let's go to the text of the convention, Regulation 26. Okay, as you can see here, and as we talked about it, Regulation 26 of Annex I is about limitations of size and arrangement of cargo tanks. And as I told you here, it is clearly mentioning that every oil tanker of 150 GRT and above delivered after 31st December 1979. Maybe during my speaking I told you on or after 31st December 1979, but you see it is exactly like this. You consider this one as a correct date, after 31st December 1979. So, and here also giving, you see, shall comply with the provisions of these regulations. And what is the provision? The first provision, as I told you, it is telling that, let's read together, cargo tanks of oil tankers shall be of such size and arrangements that the hypothetical outflow OC and or OS calculated in accordance with the provisions of Regulation 25 of this annex anywhere in the length of the ship does not exceed 30,000 cubic meter. So you see, OC or OS, hypothetical outflow, as you know, it was in a cubic meter. It was the volume of the outflow, which was showing by OS for the in case of the bottom damage, and OC in case of the side damage. So this figure shall not exceed from 30,000 cubic meter, or this formula, which is as per dead weight, whichever is greater, but in any case, but subject to a maximum of 40,000 cubic meter. So in any case, it shall not be more than 40,000 cubic meter. So, and in the next provision, it's telling that the volume of any, you see here, the volume of any wing cargo oil tank of an oil tanker shall not exceed 75% of the limit of hypothetical oil outflow referred to in paragraph 2 of this regulation. This is the paragraph 2. As we talk together here now about these stories, okay? And also another thing you have here, it is telling that the volume, you see, the volume of any one center cargo oil tank shall not exceed 50,000 cubic meters. So this also I told you. And the third provision is telling that the length of each cargo tank shall not exceed 10 meter or one of the following values, whichever is greater. And here, as you can see, it is giving you that where no longitudinal bulkhead is provided inside the cargo tank, so this figure, but not to exceed 0.2 multiple length of the ship. And we gave the definition for the length, remember. Where a center line longitudinal bulkhead is provided inside the cargo tank, then by this formula. Where two or more longitudinal bulkheads are provided inside the cargo tanks, Then giving other also details that for the wing cargo tanks, 0.2 multiple L, for center cargo tank, again these formulas, and where no centerline longitudinal bulkhead is provided, then this formula. Where a centerline longitudinal bulkhead is provided, then this formula. So in any case, it's telling that the length of the cargo tank shall not exceed 10 meter or any of below as per the requirements, which is telling here, whichever is greater. And here giving another provision. Here, just have a look to this part, or a little bit like that. Okay, number 5, just here. It's telling that in order to exceed the volume limits established by paragraph 2 and 3 and 4 of this regulation, and irrespective of the accepted type of cargo transfer system installed, when such system interconnects 2 or more cargo tanks, then valve or other similar closing devices shall be provided for separating the tanks from each other. These valves or devices shall be closed when the tanker is at sea. I told you the same story. When there is any interconnection system, okay, I cannot use this one, but you see, interconnect between two or more cargo tanks. When there is this system here, you see, okay, it shall be closed. And the last provision, it's telling that lines, you read it here together, lines of piping which run through cargo tanks in a position less than TC from the ship's side or less than VC from the ship's bottom shall be fitted with the valves or similar closing devices at the point at which they open into any cargo tank. And also it's telling here, same, that these valves shall be kept closed at sea at any time. Also, finally, it's telling, as I tell you, that this regulation does not apply to the oil tankers delivered on or after 1st January 2010 as defined in Regulation 128.8. What was telling here, 128.8? It was telling that the tankers delivered on or after 1st Jan 2010, also they are included with the tankers which they are keel laid after 1st July 2007. It was written in this part of the regulation number 1. Okay, that's finished for the text. Okay, I come back to you, then we will finish regulation number 26. Thank you. Okay, so here we finished with the regulation 26 of Annex 1, which was talking about limitations of the size of cargo tanks, and it was related to damage stability calculations for the oil tankers. Thank you for watching me again, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel and hit the bell to see my next video, which will talk about regulation 27 of Annex 1. Thank you for watching me again. Thank you.